Welcome everyone. Today on this video I want to, this is going to be kind of a series. I want to do a couple of different parts and do some shorter videos rather than one big long one. So for this first one, as you can see I have here this very sad looking violin. Basically this came from a pile of junk instruments from my workplace for my day job. Basically what I plan to do with this is I'm gonna paint it and give it new life as a piece of artwork because it is too expensive, too labor intensive to actually fix up and get it playing again. So yeah, that's the plan. Today I plan to just find some references for a subject to paint on here, and then maybe do a couple of draft sketches so that I can figure out exactly how I want this to lay on a 3D space. Okay, so I've just got us open to my Pinterest page here. It's just my straight up For You page. So all I'm going to do for right now is I do have a subject that I want to look into, and there's a little bit of backstory into it, but for now I just want to try to see if I can find some good pictures. And I believe it's a flower called a hanging fuchsia. Oh wow, look at how pretty that is. So the backstory behind this flower here, oh look, it looks like little ballerinas. That's so cute. The backstory behind this flower specifically is that these are my mom's favorite flowers, and my mom suggested that I use these as a subject for this painting, which I think I'm gonna go with for this. But the backstory is these are her favorite because they were her grandmother's favorite, and she used to grow them vining kind of over the fence in her yard. And so it's got kind of a few generations of family history, and they're pretty special. So yeah, I think that'd be a really pretty one. Wow, look at that. Okay. I am going to save a few of these, and I'm going to start a new board for violin painting. I'm going to save that. Okay, let's find a few more to get a good idea of the shape and the colors. Oh, look at that. Beautiful pink and black. Oh my god. We're going to save that one. I love this one. Oh my gosh, such pretty flowers. Now, I'm not super familiar with the different varieties of fuchsia. All I know is that, you know, they have family history, so. Oh, they're gonna be so fun to paint. Look at that shape. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. So I'm pretty sure that these are like the most common ones to come up, at least, where it's the pink on top and the purple in the center. I think those might be the variety. Oh, and look, the little buds look like little hearts. So as I'm saving these references here, I'm obviously gonna find a bunch of different references just to study the shape and the color and the form that it has. I'm not gonna copy directly from a photo. I'm just gonna use these to learn how to make them. And that should get us started off on the right foot. Hopefully, I hope so. This is my first in-depth project like this, so I'm gonna try to do as much preparation and research as possible. Ooh. Love that color. So pretty. Ooh, I want to get a good one with leaves too. Can I really see that? Oh yeah, sorta. I do like the color of those two. Lady Thumb is the, I guess, nickname for those. That's cool. Oh, look at that painting of them. Let's see who that is. Julie Horner. Wow, that's beautiful. Love that. Oh, look at that up close part. Ooh, 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 that's a good one. It's got all three different parts in it. Oh, look at the purple ones. Ooh, I'm such a flower nerd. I love these. Correspondences. Confiding love, elegance, and taste. I wonder if I can find some more like symbolism, and maybe I can incorporate that into the overall composition of the painting. That'd be pretty neat. Alright, so here is my board with all the pictures I found that I would like to use as references. I also did a little tiny bit of research because when I'm learning about the form of a plant or a flower, I like to also learn about the flower itself and how it grows and things like that. And I found out that fuchsias, all parts of them are edible. The flowers, the petals, and then they also make like little berries. Some varieties are sweeter than others, and some are grown for berries specifically, and others are grown for the flowers. That is so cool. And the petals, the inner petals, are the sweeter parts. And people will take them and like candy them to use as garnish on desserts, or put them in salads. They're so neat. They're also, it looks like these specific varieties are native to Central and South America. Now, don't quote me on that, I didn't do a whole lot of research. But there are also varieties native to New Zealand and other places too. And we got some correspondences that I found too. So they represent things like strength, strong will, inspiration, as well as endearment, deep love, and maternal instincts. So I don't know if you can see it over here. That was kind of my list here. It's really brief, but I summed it up in confidence and creativity. And then over here, I've just got a little side note of some other flowers I'd like to do later. But yeah, okay. So I think this is what we're gonna go with. I'm thinking I want to, oh, oopsies. Well, that's my Pinterest account. If you want to follow me, go right ahead. This is where I'm going to be pinning all of my reference photos so that they can be traced back and can be used, to cite sources and all that. So I think I'm going to go with something like this. I love how the center petals look like a little roughly, almost like a tutu, and then the outer petals just go pa. I really like those. I like the colors on this one specifically. Although I also like the variation in color there, but I love just those really vibrant magenta, pink, fuchsia, and then the really deep purple in the middle. Smoke on the water. Ooh, that might actually be a really good reference for water droplets too. Ooh, do I want to get that detailed here? I don't know about that. Don't know if I have the skill set for that yet. But yeah, okay. So the next step here is to just try to sketch them out a little bit and see if I can figure out the form. Okay, so for the sketching, I'm gonna start with a pen just to keep my hands loose. I'm not warmed up yet today, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm going to just pick one, probably start with just the shape of the flower, the bloom itself, and keep it to really basic shapes. I've got my iPad up over to the side here, so I'm gonna start small. Try to keep loose here. Make a few marks, just warm up a little. Okay, so it looks like the one that I have, or the picture that I have open, is really focusing on the inner flowers, the inner petals. The inner petals kind of make like this little ball shape and have like a bunch of little ruffles. Again, very loose, trying not to be too detailed, because when I get too detailed too quickly is when I get frustrated, and I'm sure lots of people can relate to that. Okay, yeah, so nice and ruffly, got some depth in the middle there. It's kind of like here are the edges. Got a couple little guys up here. One bigger petal out here with another one kind of right behind it. More petals kind of in the background. This one is like all curled up. You can kind of see just this part, and then like that. Yeah. Okay. And then the stamens kind of come out this way and down this way. And really just like all over the place. They're very, very random. Some of them are way longer and thicker. Yeah. Some of them have the little, I don't know what they're called, with the actual pollen on it. Those little bits. Okay, and then we got the outer petals kind of come out this way. I don't know if I really like that one. That one looks better. Not a whole lot of texture in there. You can see like one major vein down the petal, but then the rest of it's really just very soft. It almost looks like the petals themselves are kind of squishy, like they would squish between your fingers if you pinch them. I should have made these outer ones a little bit bigger, but I guess I can kind of add some more here. These ones are kind of folded over from the perspective. Yeah, okay, I kind of like that. Shape-wise at least. Let's try something else here. Let's try a smaller one, or maybe from a different angle. So this one we have like the actual top of where the petals meet here. And the petals come out. The outer petals come out. Like that. Another one back here. And again, just to reiterate, these are not going to be my final finished sketches. I'm just going to use these to figure out the form and shape of the flower itself. Okay, and then we got, start with the farthest, no, start with the biggest, the one that takes up the most space, I guess. When you're sketching in pen, it's definitely very different, I find at least. It really forces you to kind of find the shapes you want to keep first, rather than like doing a big blob and then doing another big blob, because then it just gets too messy all at once. Oh, I'm learning. Wow, okay, so that's how those are shaped. And then we got another petal that kind of leads from here to here. I made this one too long, but that's okay. Not going for direct copy, just an idea. Ooh, that one got a little messy, that's okay. There we go, fixed it. Sort of. Okay. This one comes down a little further. And just fold it over. There's another little guy back here. This part's kind of dark. It's got a more noticeable vein pattern. This one's kind of bunched up in the middle. I don't really think I understand how to illustrate that, but darker back there. Also trying to find values and how to show the depth and the space between the petals. There's another petal back here, but that's like totally dark. These ones are much thicker. Whole petal there, back there is darker. Okay, and then this is kind of like, I don't know, shaped like a bottle. It's got like another little bump before it goes up into the stem. Yeah, I can read that. Can you read that? Does that look like a fuchsia? I don't know. It'll look more like a fuchsia when I add in color, but let's try one of the little buds before it blooms. It's a little bit pointy and curly at the end. Got a big clear line here with where the different petals meet. And it's much smaller, but it's got that same, almost like a bell shape here before it goes into the stem. Okay, let's look at leaves. Leaves, they're pretty basic, it looks like, for leaves anyway. Just, you gotta make the sounds, just like Bob Ross says. And then it's just comes to, oops, it's a little wobbly. Comes to a simple point. There we go, right there. And I noticed too, as I was going through the different reference photos, the darker the color of the flower, the darker the color of the leaf, and vice versa. When the white ones, or the ones that are very light pink, have very light, almost pastel colored green leaves, but then the ones that are dark purples and dark blacks and dark deep pinks have really, well, I guess, dark deep greens. Well, there you go, that's very descriptive. The leaves are very defined. They have one main stem going all the way to the tip, and that gets wider near the base. And then evenly spaced veins, kind of like that. And just trying to use the shape of the direction the veins go to show how the fold of the leaf is happening. So like this one's folded over that way, and this one kind of curls up this way. Might even, like, again with the noises, curl this up this way so that it shows like this would be the back of the leaf. Maybe bring these guys a little bit more vertical this way to illustrate that. Yeah. Maybe bring them closer to the edge there. Since it's folded over, you're not going to see the very edge of the leaf. So these should actually kind of disappear. Like that. Not as clean as I'd like it to be, but yeah, that's the idea. It looks like it even like bubbles up between those different veins. Not my best leaf, but it's a leaf. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So I think we're getting to probably where I want to stop for this episode, this installment, whatever you want to call it. Part 1 of this project. Yeah. So stay tuned for part 2, and we'll see where this takes us. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.